Now there is no going back. For me, there is no turning away. If you want to protect your children, if you want to avoid this loss, you will not turn away either. Do something before our tragedy becomes your tragedy. Now is the time to speak and make your voice heard. There is much we have to do to prevent catastrophes like the one at Sandy Hook. We need to address issues of mental health, build more connected communities, and help strengthen families. But the task before us this week is to convince the Senate to come together and pass common sense gun responsibility legislation that will make our communities safer. Before last month, I had never made a case to a legislator. We approached the Connecticut legislature with love and logic, and they listened. They responded with respect and the strongest gun responsibility legislation in the nation. My expectations for Congress are high. I believe that with that same approach of love and logic, Congress will be persuaded to act. For days after Dylan was killed, I was so filled with grief I felt unable to move. Paralyzed from shock, hollow and empty from the sorrow of losing my precious boy. And there are still many days when I feel like that. But though sometimes the waves of sadness are so great they threaten to drown me, I stand before you now and ask you to stand with me, with all the families, those in Sandy Hook and those in all the other towns and cities across our great nation that have lost loved ones to gun violence. Help this be the moment when real change begins. Help this be the beginning of turning tragedy into transformation for us all. That is what the President is doing. That is what the President is doing. And that is why it gives me great pleasure to introduce him now, the President of the United States, Barack Obama.
Hello, Connecticut. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Let me begin by thanking Nicole and Ian for your brave words